Okay, Mr. Martin, is that okay? We know the issue of mattresses and lights. That's already on the floor, but we don't want people to be laboring it. Just tell us if you're giving updates. Let's know who has turned up in the placement and what are the other stuff that you like the team to know. Okay, all right then. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Welcome back. As if I am welcoming you, but yes, I'm welcoming myself back to the office, even though my leave has been a kind of mixed. I thought I was going to have a very perfect one. I mean, when I say perfect, one that will not involve a lot of calls and trips. However, I enjoyed some parts of it. Thank you very much, CEO, for giving me that opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Fonte. Let us go with the end deals in terms of placement. I want to start with Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane, please, let's start with you. I want to start with the people that that have been here all this while. Then we'll come to the people who went for that trip in Uganda, and then we'll close that way. Thank you, Mr. Kane.
Hello.
Sorry, Martin. Can I ask if Alusign and the drivers are here as well? They need to be in the room because this is a general meeting, please.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, guys, how are you? I hope you
they are all in.
Not missing me too much. Good morning. Okay, Martin, over to you.
All right, Mr. Kane, please go on now.
Hello and good morning to everybody. Mohammed Kane from Potoko District. I was assigned 20 initial fellows. I came with 19 for immersion, and then finally I came with 18. But everybody turned up initially. The 18, all of them came and they were in their placements for a week. And about Wednesday, Molai Dumbuya received a call from one of his DDs in Kamakwe that he has been pin coded, and he has to give me everything apart from his relocation allowance and transport because those were already used up. He gave me everything with regards to Teach for Sierra Leone, and then he went. The fellows have been settled into their different placements. All 17 right now are here. They are doing their service very well. We've also created a WhatsApp platform where we and the stakeholders will be updating their attendance on daily basis. And I'm also having a sort of a way of tracking that attendance with or without heads of school sending their pictures. And in the group we also have with the MBSSC guys and the TSC people. However, of course, the the other challenges that are already known by everybody, I don't want to go into it, which are mattress and light. Those are areas that we have to, everybody is already aware of. Apart from that, I think I have gone to prepare. I've gone to all my placement communities. I talked about prepare to be specific because it's the furthest, and I have also collected my bike from Fona, Tiki Fona, and I have, to the surprise of some people, I'm now a rider of my own. I move at my own pace, go where I want to go, and return at my own pace. I think that's a plus for me. And I say a big thank you to Teach for Sierra Leone for kind of inspiring me to take my own life, because that is like that. Before this time, I have been giving my life to somebody else to ride for me, but now I have total control of that. However, the bike is not okay. I have made a request the last time, but I'm yet to get it. And actually, this if the bike could not be fixed, I will only be doing internal movements, because transport fare right now for from here in Putloko to Mange, it's around 150 leoms on bike. So Enfo is 300 leoms. From here to Pepel is 200 leoms, nothing, no negotiation can take it. But if I have a bike of my own and I will just be using fuel to go and come, everything will be at a very, very, very cheaper rate, and it will be at my own pace, not like paying somebody else. So that is why the last time when I talked to doctor and he told me to do the necessary, to connect the necessary people, I did it, but I'm yet to get anything positive from there. And this bike really need active maintenance. I think those are the areas that I have as highlights. The low lights, all of us are aware of them, which are the lights and that of mattresses. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you so very much, Mr. Kane, for that. I don't want to comment on anything right now until after everybody almost have made their points. Can we move on to
Martin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we don't lose track. Can we deal with Kane before moving to the next person? Because otherwise we might lose track of the issues. So Kane, Mola, is that guy with the master's degree? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all the issues you have are with mattresses and the lights.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And then the repair of your bike.
Yes, sir.
We are given approval for the bike to be repaired. I don't know what is holding that back, but I'm sure Mr. Rowe will take note of this and try to action that ASAP. What about relocation and transportation allowances? Are you okay?
Yes, I do not have any problem with all of my fellows. All of them received their transport fees and allocations on time, and they came back. I mean, they came as soon as they got their monies.
Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Jibril.
Thank you very much, Doctor. All right. So I want to move to Mr. Kobina Kwesi of Pujeon.
Sorry, before Kobina comes in, Martin, can we take note of this? When next we're recruiting and also when we're at Institute of doing the verification, can we verify whether any of our applicants have actually applied for the PIN code? Because that same situation is also with Mohammed in Bailago, and I was able to pick him up because he wanted to literally be placed in Bailago so that he can be receiving from two different institutions, benefiting from them. So with this guy, he never disclosed. I know he has the intention to stay. We can overlook that, but I think doing these disclosures can also make better decisions next time, please.
Thank you very much.
See, I'm unable to see the items he sent to me on my WhatsApp.
Sorry?
Okay.
The agenda items, I couldn't see them.
Oh, okay.
All right. The next, I want to move on to Mr. Kwesi. Mr. Kwesi. Okay, if Mr. Kobina is not there for now, can we go to Auntie Kadiatu Rogers?
Yes, sir. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
For Moyamba 2, I had 20 fellows assigned to me, and all 20 fellows came for immersion. they've been working, except for the points of the mattress and the solar light. That caused one of my fellows to say if he do not receive his solar light and that's of the mattress, that he's going to leave placement school for Freetown. That's Mohammed Josa. And I made the point to you yesterday. Mr. Martin. Aside that, we are okay.
Thank you very much, Auntie Rogers.
Sorry, Mr. Martin. I have to let Mr. Ro off. He needs to be on a call now with Paula. They've just sent me a message. Mr. Ro, when you're done, you can join again, please.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Rogers. I reached out definitely to Josa yesterday. I was able to convince him to stay and wait for us to handle this. And what I suggested to Mr. Rowe this morning when I came to the office was if we could, because we have about 6 mattresses in the factory where we bought the 10 mattresses initially, I said if we could get him one for now and get it on a vehicle, drop it for him there immediately, because he explained the situation and I could understand why he definitely would want to leave because of that kind of situation. The place where he is placed right now, in fact, there are 2 there, and the place is even leaky. So that is too kind of devastating for him. And I was thinking, if we, because the place where they have rented for him, I don't know, where they have agreed for him to move to, is a kind of a fairly decent place, but he said because he has not gotten light and of course the mattress, that's why he has not been able to move to that point. Okay, so I spoke to him about it and he said he is looking forward to seeing something, from now to Thursday, or else by Friday he will be leaving because he does not want to continue to suffer the way he is suffering presently. So I have spoken to Mr. Rowe. It's just because of this meeting, I was going to contact Dr. Conte on that to get a confirmation, to get one of those mattresses that we have in the factory there, to take it immediately after the meeting, kind of to take it for him, maybe get Mr. Hassan Gla to do that for us at Jue, get a driver who will drop it right at Tayama Junction. But let's see what we can have. Doctor, if you can comment on this now, and then we know what to happen, because I am not very clear for what is the current status of the remaining mattresses to be bought and distributed. So that's why I came up with that idea this morning, and I spoke to Mr. Rowe about it. So, Doctor, if you could comment on that quickly, and then we move.
Martin, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yesterday I even spoke to Josa about this mattress and light complaint. But before I say anything, I'd like to ask Kadiatu, wasn't he provided any a place to sleep? Well, is there no mattress where he can lay at the moment?
There is a mattress, but the complaint is himself and Agnes' son, they are in one room. And even the room is leaking. That's the house of their head. It's leaking seriously. And the other time we went there, when I came back from their school, I saw all of his clothes wet. Because that day he was not at home and the rain heavily, and we all were in school. And he's not the only one. And Hawanat Gillen is squatting with Ade and the men in a single room, and Yvette and the others are using one mattress. 2 of them are one mattress they've already transferred, but it's not easy.
No, when a man and a woman are in the same room, it gives me serious it gives me a lot to think about. Yeah, that's very alarming. So the instruction I'm giving to you today, so that school, the school head, if they do not separate those people tell them we are taking Josa off from that particular school. In fact, we are taking the fellows from that school. Yeah?
They did not take the they did not give them a single room to stay. Agnes have her own room as well as Josa, but they've not been able to transfer because they've not gotten their mattresses and light. That's it.
But where are they staying right now? Where are they living?
They are
At the head teacher's place.
Yeah, at teacher's place. Can they move that? Okay, let's forget about this mattress issue. The mattress is going to be sorted out by Wednesday. So I don't want anybody to come up with this mattress issue anymore. Because the decision is that last night I have sent an instruction to the bank to give Alusai money, and Mr. Rowe is also going to speak to the bank as well to fast track that. Mattresses are going to be bought today. If Mr. Rowe and Mr. Rowe can work with the training team to ensure the mattresses are dispatched latest Wednesday. And the light, because the mattresses they need to go with the light, please.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, because it's not sensible enough to have just one mattress being sent to Tayama. You can use that amount of money that you're paying for the mattress, maybe 20 or 40,000, still use it to get maybe 1 liter fuel. But it will be prudent for us to have all the mattresses, and then the vehicle that is going to Moyamba then can go to onto Pujeon. Please, Mr. O is not on the call, but Martin, I want you to ensure that they get the money today. You go back to the factory, you pay for the remaining mattresses. They have to sort it out between the drivers. I'm pretty sure Abdul is going to Port Loko, and then Lansana is going on the southern flank. So all those mattresses should be out latest Wednesday. If you can do it tomorrow, that would be fantastic. So that we settle all of this. Because the thing is, if we have the fellows that want to stay, and we don't want their excuses to be based on mattresses and light. And Josa has been like a pin. Sorry, I have to say this. In somewhere, he's a pain. Because he kept sending messages and whatever. Yesterday I have to use some sort of strategy. I'm like, listen, you're a pastor, so go and do evangelism or go and do church growth. Complaining like this. When you go out as an evangelist or missionary, you don't get to sleep anywhere. They'll just give you any place. And I was like, oh yes, ma'am. I said, so calm down. You get your mattress by way. Yeah. So when short, all of that is sorted out, and then we'll get that.
Thank you, ma'am.
No, just before you go.
All right, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Before you go, any issue with relocation or transportation?
Yeah.
Sir, they've all been sorted out.
That's fine.
All right. Thank you very much. In fact, what I also proposed to Mr. Rowe this morning was that if we could definitely be able to get these mattresses immediately, possibly we can even ask for the services of the factory to deliver them, for example, in Bo. If we could get all the ones going to Moyamba and Bo and Puchon, so something like that. That was something I was even thinking about, because if I could imagine now getting those mattresses, with our drivers going, it will be huge, of course, if we are going to get that number that we proposed earlier, the 50. Now we have about 46, because the 4 were taken by the CEO when she went to Moyamba. So I was thinking about it this way, but if we could agree, if we could agree and explore with the factory guy, and then we'll get sorted that way.
To explore. That's
okay. All right. So can we move to Auntie Magdalene?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. And for Moyamba 1, initially I had 13 cohort 3 fellows and 7 cohort 4, making it a total of 20. But as of now, Calabar are yet to return because of their transportation. And Zainab is not feeling well. And Abdul Kamal of Kobotuma is yet to return.
Okay, is that all? Can I come in?
Yes, and for the yes.
No, are you done?
Yes, and for the location, it was all sorted out before they went to their placement for the court 4.
All right. Specifically, I wanted to hear about the renovation we did at Moyamba. You have not given me, I asked you the other day, you have not given me any details about it.
Yes, it's only the window now. Because they fixed the roof, the ceiling, and only the windows.
So what is holding that?
It's the carpenter. He said we should allow him for the board to dry. That it shouldn't be good nice for him to only do the board and fix the window. Yes.
Oh, okay. I think that is
so
sensible.
Only the window. Yes.
Okay. So if you could, please get me some photos of the already made up thing. Okay. I want to get that as well. I want to see the stage at which we are now.
No problem, sir.
And I would also like to get the feedback from the fellows about how that place is now.
Okay, no problem, sir.
Great. All right. So in terms of
the names again from Falaba, because financially,
yes, Sarafila Mara, Fato Mara, and Elizabeth Barry of Kobotuma.
So as we speak, only that cohort fellow is in Kobotuma. Wow. So Sarafila and Ugiatu, the other one, they are coming from where?
No, Ugiatu is at Mount Junction.
No, see you.
So why
Sarafila is coming to Moyamba Junction. No, she didn't mention Rugiatu. The 3 people that are yet to come, who are coming from Falaba, one is Elizabeth Fatmata Barry, and then the other is Sarafila Mara, then James Faturo Mara.
Yeah.
These are the 3 people. Sarafila and Faturu Mara are at Moyamba Junction.
And so the transport. What happened with the transport? Who did it?
I spoke to Mr. Rowe this morning also to follow up on that, and he assured me he was going to do a follow-up with the guy who sent the money.
Just threaten the man with police. That's what the other one did with Monica. Because Monica has to go all the way to Orange and unravel the truth that the man never sent the money.
So you see?
So if Lansana is there, they have to bring that man to the office this morning and ensure he returns the money. Or he has to provide evidence.
Please note that down.
If there is no evidence, he has to provide the money. Marty, you have to really raise your voice. You know that power voice that you have. Raise it on him, please. No, it's serious.
I will. Wait, no problem. This is serious. Trust me. In fact, Elizabeth Barry said she has been receiving calls from the community people that what is going on, they've missed her, and up to now they are not seeing them. What is going on? All these kind of things. Yes, and she even told me some of the parents called her. I said, well, this is the situation. I have to reach out to Mr. Rowe. And yes, I kept reaching out to Mr. Rowe, and Mr. Rowe was telling me I have to get this sorted.
As a way of just like to sort this out today. Once you receive the money, that money has to be sent whilst we get the money back from that guy. We should not wait.
All right, ma'am.
Yeah? Let Mr. Rowe get money from the petty cash and ensure these 3 people get their transport, and they need to be in school. They need to leave tomorrow and be in in school on Wednesday. Magdalene.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
So on Abdul Kamara, I spoke to him again yesterday when I received the message from Magdalene. The very night yesterday I received the message from Magdalene, I decided to give him a call. And what he was kind of insinuating is like we should be able to take care of his child because he is a single parent. I don't understand. And I told him point blank that this is not what we agreed upon and we cannot do something like that.
Tell him to take his child.
If you don't have somebody to leave, your child with, then tell me one thing. If you cannot carry the child with you also, because the child is in nursery, why not carry the child there? Well, there is a nursery school there. Get the child to go there while you be serving in the school. I said that would be a better way. But if you think we have to relocate you to Bo or wherever, or make any other provisions for you separately, we cannot do that. He said, or you tell me something if you don't continue.
Come out to
Exactly.
the nursery, right?
That's what I told him.
His number.
So, according to Magdalene, later when she reached out, she told me he said he will be leaving this week, to go back because he is also constrained with transportation now, all the rest of it. And I told him if he is not going, and now he has missed 3 weeks, which means he definitely will not receive a stipend for this particular month because we cannot tolerate some of these things.
I'll call him on WhatsApp.
I will.
Send me his number. Let's
do that,
proceed.
Okay.
Can I confirm, Magdalene? Aminata, did she take her child? Is the child there with you?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
so,
proceed.
Mr. Kwesi, if you're there now.
I'm not sure Kwesi is on the call.
Oh.
He's a village man. He's not online.
Okay then. All right. So I want to call on Auntie Glenna to carry on with us.
All right, good morning all, and thank you for the opportunity given to me to be part of this meeting. I really appreciate the organization as a whole for giving us the opportunity to go and share experience and learn new things. So I'm really grateful for that. Now I am having 21 fellows, and I want to say I still maintain those 21, 2 from cohort 3, 19 from cohort 4, and all in their different placements as I'm speaking. And I want you all to know that we are moving gradually in progress with our great fellow, the one we are having down on. Indeed, I was so surprised when I got to the school with the information and everything I saw and what I heard from the 2 heads of the school, both the principal and the head teacher. I was really amazed with Jalo. So, and I also went to John Shanghai. The 2 fellows are there. In fact, it's like the fellows are taking over the schools. Even all of them in Bombali, they are taking over the schools in terms of administration, what they do. Like for Mankne too, the things that are happening there is like without the fellows, the school was almost going to drain. But thank God for the presence of the fellows. There are lots of things the community people have opened up to them, share, and they are working our hands in glove and in progress of the school. And that's where I will be going today. I'm already halfway because of the meeting. That's why I'm going on and off, because we really have an issue there which we want to see how we can do a referral pathway, because I was informed that one of the class 4 pupils that was not even part of the fellows class is like expecting her to be pregnant as she's just about age 12. to 13.
Oh wow!
So I don't see what there are so many referral pathways where we can channel the issue. We are not the one to really put that because it's not our own to do the right thing. So I've told them that let them just hold on. We'll be there today by God's grace. So I'll be heading for there right now. So I think we are moving on. Really, it's really great. The only thing that is very challenging that I've been saying this to Mr. Martin. In fact, there's a time I accused him. He's like, Glenna, are you thinking I'm the one or this is what I tell Mr. Martin? I'm saying this to you directly because you are the one that I'm talking to directly. That maybe what people think about Bombali it's just that we are all okay. But to be surprising, I've said that time without number, Bombali is not okay. There are some communities when you go there, you really, and that is the challenge that I'm having presently with the fellows for their lodging. That is the mattresses and the lights. But as I've heard from other LDs and also what you and Doc said, I've given them those words of encouragement that they should hold on. I'm sure this week they will surely receive the lights. For the mattresses, I told them that Mombali was not even, as in we are not thinking that we'll face short challenge, so they were not part of the list, even though the ones that did the presentation to me, I submitted those lists, those names to Mr. Martin, 4 of them. And to be honest, they are really in need of these mattresses. One, to God be the glory, that's Memuna, the lady that lost her son. The mission for Palap is already provided her a foam. So that one is out. So it's a plus on our own side. So we have the guy from Koinadugu, Mara. In fact, he told me that he's disturbing a friend because that's where he managed to lead because there is no foam. And the challenge is a lady and they have only one room and parlor to stay. That's a challenge for him. But the community have already provided a place for him, but they don't have foam for him. Because I went there as well, up to the school, I went there. And for the other lady, Amnata, she also has even moved from Makeni town to the community there itself at Magbonto. She has rented a room and she's there with her daughter. She also needs a foam because I went to the place, I saw the room is okay, but the only thing she's presently lying on the floor. She has to spread wrapper and lie there. That's where she is with her daughter. And the daughter is in class 3. So she's with that. I think these are the challenges that I only have for now.
I think I'm going to come in before Martin reacts to that. I took out Bombali. As you rightly mentioned, Glenna, they were not on the list. And for us, we've only budgeted for 50 mattresses. And even that 50, we're struggling to distribute. There was a list that came to me, including 68. And out of those 68, I have to take out 18. Initially, Bombali was not part of it, and they will not be part of this 50 because we don't have extra money to pay for it. But the suggestion I'm giving to you now, like the lady you just mentioned, Aminata, who has gone like a mile away to rent a room, that should have been provided by the community. If they really want that fellow, we are not going to deviate from our initial strategy. You want the fellow, that money the lady rented the room, she could have actually bought a mattress with that. So now I'm sending you back to the community. Tell them that the CEO says they have to provide a mattress for that particular lady. And that also applies to the other 3 places for Bombali because they were not included and there is no way we are going to be able to accommodate them because already we are struggling to allocate the 50. Yeah. A new budget for 2023-24 is yet to be approved. We just started. Hello? Can you hear me, Glenna?
Yes, ma'am. Getting you, ma'am.
And we've just started the process of defending the budget. So that's even if we succeed in the amount we're asking for from Teach for All, Aid, CRS, because those are our three partners currently. Yeah, it's like a process. It takes a while. Everything will materialize around November, December. So we're now closing. This is the last month in our financial year, like we teach for all. When we're closing the financial year, we have to be careful as to how we spend. So please, I'm asking you to go back to the community. They like the fellows. They want the fellows there. That is going to be their own commitment to ensure that each of those communities gets those fellows mattresses. If not, just tell them I'll take the fellows out. You see, they will act.
All right. I'll go back and do so because I've done that before. It's very challenging.
Okay, Glenna, just before you go, no issues with relocation and transportation?
No, they are all received.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Auntie Glenna. Thank you, CEO and Doctor. Auntie Glenna, if I could come again, I want to ask a few questions, or maybe let's say one question. How about the classrooms, the arrangement in the classrooms? I want to understand what's happening at Magne 2 and also Panlab. What has been the arrangement in terms of the classes?
Mr. Martin, I don't have problem with that because the classes are all in order. I think it's something Dr. several times and yourself have given you that update that they are all okay. One
all right.
aspect that the people actually sends me a message that they really appreciate us for making that push that we should really have our own classes. So it's okay. Like for my lab,
okay, I just want to
make teacher is office making use of it. So that's where the non-repeated application. And in the office that is home, but there's no material, nothing there. So we are using it.
So that is Auntie Glenna, that is exactly my area of concern. Unfortunately, I visited that school behind you, behind your back, because I wanted to find out a few things. Having an experience with that very head of school, I thought I needed to visit there during the time I was in my leave. And of course, I had a few concerns regarding the classrooms. Of course, the nursery class, there was nothing like a classroom. Basically, let me put it for you that way. And I was hoping that you could have handled that by the time you returned. I spoke to the head of school because I went to the school and they had just left at that particular day. They had just left and I called him back to the school, and of course some of the fellows were with this Mbalu Kaba. They were at her house, so they just came back to the school, and I asked why the school had to close very early that particular day, and of course they explained the reason, which I understood. But when I checked the class, I demanded that I needed to see the classes, and that was deliberate because I needed to see what was going on since the schools. I was not happy with nursery. In fact, the whole class was completely dirty. There was not, in fact, you could not call that a classroom, definitely. And I was so mad. I spoke to the head of school and I told him categorically clear that he has to work with you to get that place sorted. I didn't want to talk to you because you were outside the country. I didn't want to bother you about it, but I hoped that he was going to speak to you and get that class sorted out. And by the time you came, I thought you had already been there and seen what's going on there.
Okay, Martin.
That place is not ideal, please.
All right. Okay. So the
Yes,
suggestion I'm going to make to Glenna, and I'm happy you've started your monitoring goal, and that's something we're going to do this time around. On the spot, unannounced, all of that, because we want to make our program better.
Exactly.
So we're thinking a lot around assisting effective learning environments in the way. That is what I want to suggest to Glenna. That school, you have to look around. Joyce is in McKinney. Take Joycey to go and set up that nosegay. Let them clean. Ask the man to buy a mat. Just like Kadiatu, you're still on, right? That's what we did in Bailago. Bailago had no nosegay. But we called that lady from Moyamba Junction. She came. The way that girl, when she sat down within 2-3 hours, she transformed the empty, dirty place into a noisy environment. The only thing that they are waiting on now is to get like a carpet. And I even told them that, there was a time we have a mat or something. I will speak to Mr. Rowe or doctor about it so that we can give you half of that so that you can just put it on the floor. But you go there, you see that that's a learning environment. So that's the same thing with Joycey. Joycey is brilliant because I saw the space that she used for our nursery the time she was teaching. Yeah, when she was serving. Please, you have to get in touch with Joycey as possible, as soon as possible. Take her to that school. I don't know if the school has the what do you call it? The mantle, the nursery mantle there that has the logistics.
No.
But without that,
no, they haven't got. They haven't got. But what?
So let them use hangers. Yeah, hangers,
yes.
boxes, a lot of things that I saw Rugiatu. I was really impressed. And Kadiatu, by the time she got there, that lady was like almost halfway gone in terms of transforming the schools. What she needs to do.
I asked Mr. Kaziz what he had already in terms of that, and he promised that there were few materials already, and he was ready to get more materials to fix the place. Because I definitely told him what should be present in that class for it to be called a classroom. And he promised he was going to get that.
That is why we call him ambassador after the service. She will go and set up that nursery, and that nursery, Mr. Martin will try to make another visit to that school very soon to see. Maybe this week we'll do an announce again to see that place has been set up. Because you cannot have the fellows just be lying about or roaming about, not doing anything. You know, even the knowledge they've acquired is going to be wasted. Yeah.
Of course.
So Glenna, please, you have to contact Joyce as soon as possible and take her to that place.
I think that will be the next community after Mandu for today, because it's only like I've said earlier on, it's the presence of the fellows that really revive these schools, especially that of Pilap. Even for them to get pupils for this particular year, when school reopened the first week, the fellows were going house to house to talk to the people. In fact, recently they had another meeting, community meeting, which I was not present, but they had it and they have to send me the video. You see, and I spoke with the missionary and the head teacher on what Mr. Martin has made mention of. So, in fact, to me, I was not even expecting that they will not fix that place by now. But
okay, you go there today and speak to them, get Joyce to go and fix the room. Even if it's 5 kids, they have to teach. Let them start teaching, the others will come. Because that's how we started with Ogoshia and Rosamond. But by the time you get to the first time, you see kids leaving other schools. Yeah?
Yeah. So Auntie Glenna, let me help you with this quickly. One thing I observed is that the head teacher does not definitely understand anything about administration, and you have to pimp up the fellows to be helping in that regard. Okay?
yes,
I went to see the Mulvin, but he was not around the very day, so I had to go because the following day I had to go to Kabbalah. Could help in other areas apart from teaching. That man does not really understand what he is doing in that place. He does not even understand the number of kids he had that particular day. When I asked him, he said, I think about 8 or 9 kids came today. But when I spoke to the fellows, they said, no, we had more than that. I said, you were here and you could not give me correct information about what is going on in your school. What are you doing, sir? I was really, really annoyed with him. please, you have to get onto the fellows to do something about that, please. Please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We'll continue because they've been doing it. Balu has been doing a lot on that area.
Okay.
In fact, there was a day when they were having meeting on the school feeding, he could not even know. Except the Thomas, the fellow, that reminded him that, sir, you people supposed to have meeting today on this school feeding because I asked certain questions concerning that. You see, and he now said, we are on it, but well, and the man said, today you have to have meeting. So can we go now? Like even asking that, go and attend the meeting whilst we get other things done around the school compound. Even to clean the school vicinity. The chief, we have to meet him and he asked the young people to do it and he paid them 300 euros that they should get the school compound clean.
Yeah,
So
I got that story as well.
All right.
Proceed.
Okay, yes. Can we move to Auntie Fatu?
Good morning, all.
Morning, Fatu.
Yeah, I want to thank the organization for sending us to go and represent our country and having new ideas about our work. It was actually a successful training, and we came back with a lot, which we can't wait to share. I was assigned with 16 fellows. Currently, I'm left with 15. Reason being, one of the fellows that Altori Kamara refused to come. Reason is said because his transport fare and relocation allowance were not sent. So far, for these 3 weeks, I have been going around to do supervision and monitoring, having updates from the heads of school, doing feedback with fellows on things I've been observing in the classroom, and also from the updates I've been receiving from the heads of school. One thing the heads of school are commending the organization for is that
we're losing you, Fatu. Hello, Fatu?
Yes, ma. Are you getting me now? Hello?
Yeah, we can get you now. One thing they're commending. You can take that.
Yes, the things they've got, 2 fellows we are struggling with at the start of the academic year is not happening with cohort 4. I'm sure it's because of the high recruitment of the TC and HT teachers that we actually included in the cohort 4. Things like delivery, the register, the heads of school are saying that they're actually doing it well for a start compared to cohort 2. Yes. So far, with challenges, I think it has to do with lesson note. The fellows are in need of syllabus to write their lesson notes, apart from the core subjects. Concerns has to do with the payment of this month, stipend. Reason being because the fellows said they are yet to get updates from the finance concerning their ID cards and account updates.
Is that all?
Is Mr.
I have a fellow call. Yes. Okay, I think Patricia is on.
I think
I have one of my fellows.
cancel, right?
Yes, it's a cancel because the time has elapsed already.
Yes. So, Mr. O, please take note of those stuff.
Yes, ma'am. I've done that. Patricia notes.
Okay, Fatu, go on.
I have a fellow who is saying if his transport fare, Ali Abu Up to now, he hasn't got his transport fare yet. I think so far that is it for my side. Don't know if there is any question with regards to what I've said.
Idrisa and Shoyi, why is he asking for relocation? And
He's from Cambia. Both of them are from Cambia. Ali Abu Kamara and Idrisa Al Soyi are coming from Cambia.
So while would Ali Abu get transport and then Al Soyi will not get when they are coming from the same place?
I really don't know.
Martin,
I had with Mr. Rowe, and of course, I've been sending. Yes, exactly. So I was hoping that we could sort all these out this week. That is really my hope. Going to do a follow-up with this individual. Speak this money, and they have to check for this.
He has a colleague coming from the same place who has actually turned off. I'm not sure he's going to get his stipend for September for missing all those days. For the fact because that would be unfair on Ali. Yeah? That would be unfair on Ali.
Exactly.
Said out today.
All right.
So, see, if I may come in, as we are talking about this particular issue with regards to transportation fare, Monica and Roman. So Ali the payment, so he actually went to this other guy whom Lansana took the list to and took the money, but up till now we haven't. But I'm on the list, so I'm going to give Lansana immediately go there. According to him, he has deleted the message. Then send the money, and you follow up on that. If it comes that you have usual, but for now, let him send the money, and he will do the follow.
Let's go come down. Need to come and raise voice. It's either the evidence or the money.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it. We do not care. We are not responsible for him deleting the messages. We want to see the evidence that the money was real. Actually, let's proceed.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Dean.
No, let me Mr. Rose comment on the IDs and
okay.
The bank
so
account.
I think we are missing Mr. Dean and Mr. Kwesi on this meeting. And me a message earlier today that his phone was almost going dead, and he was also at Gereung or so. Possibly he will not be able to go through the meeting, even if he was going to start with us. I don't know. Mr. Kwesi is saying that he has not been able to join. He's trying, but it's still not working. He just sent me a message again.
Updates to you, yeah? I gave you guys.
Yes, he did this.
We've done more than.
He did this morning. He sent me that this morning because I asked them yesterday in the evening to get me some date. And he did this morning. Let me just read this out quickly. For him, all his fellows are in their placement. And of course, the same issues about mattresses and transportation allowance not given yet to Ezekiel and Kadiatu Tonia. They are yet to receive their transportation. And of course, he brought up the issue of the banks the bank account for the fellows. He said the fellows are asking for that, and also those clips that we agreed we were going to print out for the ID cards, the fellows' ID cards. He said that they are asking for those clips. I don't know when to get it. So those were the only concern he raised.
Kadiatu Tonia, I sent you evidence of the money sent to them, right, Mr. Martin?
Yes, the relocation allowance, the transport has not been sent.
So the transport is still under the same guy?
Yes, the same guy.
Oh. Wow. We really need to treat this guy with all sorts of urgency and seriousness.
Exactly.
Hassan Bla will go together to bring the man to the office. And you not to get to speak to him about the seriousness about this. He has to send that money today. If not, we're going to report to the police. Because when he gets to the police, the evidence. We do not care whether he's actually deleted the messages. He has to go a mile further to ensure we get those evidences. And the only way we can get that is just to ensure it goes to Orange. Because Orange will print out everything. They produce an Excel sheet and tell you how much was sent, when was it sent.
Exactly. That is what I suggested the other day.
This is too much. And it's causing a lot of embarrassment for us. It's not good. Especially with the guys in Falaba waiting for transport. We have assured them that we are going to support them in this night, and they are holding us to that.
It's really very, very disheartening. All right.
So item number 2, LDO's new approach reporting Martin LDO's. It's an item on the agenda.
Yes, no. Thank you. I just want to refer this again to Dr. Conte. We did something with him. We agreed on a few things, and we decided to put that on a document, and I forwarded that to him, asking for his confirmation or comments or whatever additions that we would need before I could share with the LDOs. Since then, I haven't received any other message apart from the color coding he was asking for. And I explained in the email he sent me why we did the color coding. But since then, I have not heard from him, and I believe it's because he's also been busy, that's why. But I don't know if he can give me the go-ahead to share this now with the LDOs to start working.
Dr. Conte, can you comment, please?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm right here. Martin. I think the document you sent to me reflected most of the discussions we had. But I was not comfortable with the way it was coded in terms of the color. And I asked you to clean it up, which was not actually done. The point I wanted to make is, if we are asking these people to report, we have to make the report as simple and understandable as possible. But even without that document being shared, we had already had a number of discussions with the LDOs. What we want to be able to know in this discussion is whether the LDOs are actually now following the new approach in terms of the monthly visitations and in terms of the other things that they need to do. Yeah, I will revisit that document today, and if I have to bring it myself, I will. and then we will then share it with them. But even without that document, what we want to know now is what is happening now in terms of their monitoring and supervision within the schools, especially in light of the discussions and the new approach that we had agreed.
Okay, we have 5 of them on the call. Everybody 2 minutes each, please. Let's know what have you been doing. Kane, starting with you again.
He's just joining again. Mr. Kane.
I've been here. It's the microphone. I've told you guys my phone is not okay.
Okay. So we're asking for updates on what is happening in terms of the visitation that you are doing with the fellows.
Well, the visitations I have been doing. First, I went initially to see that they are giving an accommodation and a befitting one. Last week I made a visitation to all of my schools as well to see that kind of observe their lessons, how really things are and where there were challenges, and sort of highlighted them and supported them with the necessary support they need, especially with regards to handling their lessons and especially their classrooms as well. And today as well, I had a meeting that I was supposed to meet with the TSC and the inspector of school in one of my areas, because I went there on this previous Friday. We had a meeting, parents and PTA meeting with the school community, and 2 of their teachers who are on PIN code have been notoriously absent. They live away from the school. They live here in Port Local, and every day when they go to the school as they wish. So I picked that one up, and when they are absent, the burden comes back to my fellows. They have to be stretched a lot. So I've been doing engagements with the schools, the parents, through their PTA meetings, and now I'm also kind of engaging with the education stakeholders, especially the DDE and the inspector of schools, with regards to performance. And in the platform where I have all heads of school, I have those people added there. So on daily basis, they know that exactly this is happening in their schools. So as far as now is concerned, that is how far I've gone.
All right. Thank you.
Just a quick question.
One thing I want to commend Mr. Kane for.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Just go on.
Go on.
Hello, Martin, before you comment, Mr. Kane, I have a question. Why is the absence of those being coded teachers putting additional pressure on our fellows? Our fellows should have assigned classrooms, and they should focus on those classrooms.
Maybe they are being asked to teach other classes.
Yeah, they should not be moving to other classes. That is not their responsibility within the schools. Because if you have one teacher, 2 or 3 classes, it means they will not be effective in any of the classes. And we want to be able to positively impact foundational learning in those schools. That is why we have selected the classes that we have selected. They should focus on those classes. If there are issues with administration, they can help with admin issues, but not take on other classes. That should be made abundantly clear to the heads of schools.
Hello.
Yeah, if the head of school wants, he can teach all of the other classes. If he is not willing to take appropriate action against absenteeism. Yeah, so please, that is just my own thought on there should be no additional pressure on our fellows as a result of that. Okay?
Okay. You see, our fellows are in the schools with the mindset of not only teaching their classrooms, but to support the school itself. So, if 2 classes are left unattended. There are no teachers for them. There are times blend the classes. So instead of for them to only teach 1 class, they have to teach now 2 classes together. So that is the pressure I'm
Same
talking
level?
about.
Is it the same level?
Mr.
Class 3
Mr.
and
Kane,
4.
we do, Mr. Kane, Mr. Kane,
Yes,
we
sir.
do not do blended classrooms.
It is not permanent
We have
blend.
made that above.
Goodness. It's not
No, I am
permanent
saying,
blended.
listen, it does not matter.
So
Yeah, they are there to teach their classes and to support the administration of the school. The head teacher is not prepared to take appropriate action, then that is their problem. Yeah, if we start dragging our fellows all over the place, they will be masters of nothing. Yeah, let them focus on their own classrooms. They are not there to solve all of the educational problems in this country. They cannot do it. We are only making our own contributions as best we can. Yeah, it is good to be raising these issues with the Teaching Service Commission and NBSSC. But to say when teachers are absent, our fellows will take on the extra responsibility here and there almost consistently all the time based on what you have said. Because if those teachers only go to the school at will and they know that there are TFs fellows who are ready to take on the additional responsibility, you think they'll bother?
Please get me evidence. I am very, very close to this new TSC.
We should not get involved
I need
with
evidence.
stuff like that.
Yeah? Because things like this, when you go to discuss it to their boss, you need to have concrete evidence. Please, Kane.
actually, the complaints were communicated to me. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Kanye.
The complaints were catalogued to me by the head of school himself. That he has talked to them severally.
Oh, wow.
And even the meeting that I attended, they all were part of the planning. They were supposed to be in the meeting, they could not attend, and they could not even send a message that they were not going to come. So that is why I kind of documented every information that I got, that today I will be engaging the inspector of school. And the MBSSC man here, Mr. Bangura, is somebody who is always open to me. He respects our organization so much that maybe I might inform him, but I want to do it first at the inspector.
Okay.
It does not matter. It does not matter what level you do it at, Mr. Kane. The point I am making is that the head teacher should raise it with TSC and MBSSC. And if you are getting involved, it's just to be able to support the head teacher. You know, so that is my take on that. It does not actually change my thoughts on the importance of our fellows focusing on their classrooms and supporting with generic administration, but not jumping in and taking on other classrooms at will when these other teachers who are supposed to be there decide to be absent. The other thing I wanted to ask is, how are you doing it, Reverend Jabi? Because September is coming to an end, and by now we should have heard from Reverend Jabi.
With regards to Reverend, I actually wish you guys could, take care of that, because he was here. I don't want to be the one again going after him to ask him for what he did. I wish Mr. Martin or you can do that engagement.
Let's do that.
Martin, can I delegate that responsibility to you?
There's no problem with that.
Thank you very much. Say, tell and say, we'll be say the 25th. If I don't make good on the young commitment, because we therefore put all things together for sort out the other parts, yeah?
Alright, let's move to the next person. I actually gave people 2 minutes. This is taking too long. We have a lot to discuss.
Exactly. I saw Hassan raise the hand. I don't know if we want to hear from him quickly before we move.
Yes, sure.
Hassan, please.
Yes. I actually just wanted to comment on the issue of classrooms, fellows concentrating only on their classrooms. There's a challenge there. Whenever teachers are absent from other classes, what happens is all the children cluster around the windows.
Exactly.
to come out so that they may read, they will come
They're not
back.
only there
And
to
that
teach their class.
It
The
is
other
that will
kids.
never be at all. So something needs to be done about, maybe not blend the classes, but something has to be done in order that fellows can actually achieve in the class.
Thank you very much. That is duly noted. I believe we have to think about it. I like what Mr. Kane is doing currently, engaging those stakeholders. I think it's making a lot of sense. Possibly if they try to do something and nothing works, then we can take it like the CEO is mentioning now. We can get some evidence to forward to the CEO, and of course, as she has mentioned, she'll be taking that up with the other authorities at higher level. But yes, we have to be engaging them in a way that we also don't try to create a situation that is not for us in those schools. Yeah, so thank you very much, Mr. Kane. And like I was saying, I am with some of the steps that you are taking, to be able to capture most of the things that are happening in our classrooms with the fellows and the kids. And like I commented on the video you shared with me, if we could get some of these people to say a few words about how this whole thing is going, how excited they are about it, and be able to share with other people, I think it will be great. And I want to exactly. I want to definitely ask that every other LDO that has a similar skill in capturing those stories as Mr. Kane is doing, please go ahead and do that. It will be very important for the M&E department. It will also be very important for the fundraising department, and of course, generally for our age, So please let us work on this and with seriousness, as Mr. Kane is doing currently. Thank you very much. So if we could move quickly to the other person, Auntie Glenna, would you like to come on? Auntie Glenna, are you there?
Kadiatu, let's say Kadiatu if she's on.
Kadiatu Rogers, yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. At initial stage, when I explained, I was more focused on the logistics of the fellows. It was not really well handled by the head of school. I came in and I've been on it. Even this week again, I have a trip to make Bilago today. And then I've been on community engagement, especially in the senior community, where the kids don't usually come to school, and even when they are in school, their parents will come and take them, let them in their parents. Fellows had a community engagement, and it was successful into school. And I've also been focused on the lesson plans of the fellows. And I've gone through their various lesson plans and made amendments where needed. I've also been there to see how the lessons are being delivered, and we are making progress. For bilingual community, I made an adjustment. I know Moyamba is not easy, but this have any teacher for classes 5 and classes 6. So Patrick Sam was initially assigned to class 3. He had a BA. Because there was a teacher in class 5, so I wanted to be helping because there are no teachers there. And the head of school was the only teacher all through the school. One volunteer was helping Patrick Sam in that light. And also for Mano Dase, Dakwa is also helping in class 5 because struggling with teachers. So he's helping in class 5. And as well GSS. That's after the primary session. That's the basic. And another thing again, I learned that Senem had 5 encoded teachers, and because of the presence of the fellows, the teachers have not been attending. So I had a talk with the head of school. That's the usual thing that they normally do. But I also got to their inspector, Mr. Aliu, asked if he has been working with those teachers that are not even teachers like what they did for us in Pandit Town. So he told me after that there will be anyway for that because this school has already gone on the lodging aspect of the fellows, gone ahead and started. But I spoke with Ms. Martin and there was no result. In subsequent allocation, it would be nice to get onto the inspectorate officer, be able to know schools that are really in need of teachers, assigning teachers to them. But basically, that's it.
I'm going to jump in right away, Kadiatu, because before we place the fellows, I'm pretty sure you were in contact with the head of school in that particular placement location, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And he never disclosed that he had 5 encoded teachers.
He never, until when I got there the other day and did my own finding.
Okay, now it's still not late. It's still the fellows have 2 years. I want you to explore the opportunity. If you can move 2 fellows, it's the same scenario, right? Move 2 fellows from that school. The school you are moving them to, let them go and provide accommodation for those 2 fellows. If they agree to provide the accommodation, then you can move them away. Because that's unfair on the other schools. And you know the pressure that we are under in those places. In that scenario, they have about 4 schools. Yeah?
And there is even a school Mr. Ali was talking about from the previous this girl, that there is only one teacher in that school. And that's the same village we took
we are having feedback.
Yeah. You're breaking up. We can't get exactly what you're saying.
Okay, so what I'm saying is Judith, Kadiatu, and this lady from that village is having a school with only a teacher that is there teaching and taking those 3 fellows that they have 5 equal teachers and the school they've left in their own age to teach the kids. That's what I'm saying.
That's Mofombo.
A village within Mofumbo, not really inside Mofumbo.
So within Mofumbo and Seneu?
Yes, between Mofumbo and Seneu.
That's wow. But we will not be able to leave that girl on our own in Seneu. Yes, I don't mind splitting them up, but let's talk about this later. You, myself, and Martin and Dr. Conte. Let's try to walk around it.
Yeah. No, can I please? Can I make a comment? We should not forget that the fellows in Moyamba district are supported by Irish Aid. And we have already told Irish Aid what we are doing in Moyamba district. As far as Irish Aid is concerned, we don't have any fellows in class 5. We are placing fellows in K1 to P3. So moving fellows from class 3 to class 5 is not part of our program. And that has to be corrected with immediate effect.
No, doctor, we can't correct it. What we can do, like the meeting we had, I'm going to jump in again. I think it's better for us to inform Irish Aid because remember they told us about anytime the reality changes. This is like what we anticipated to do. And if there is a reality check, we have to go back to them and say, this is what happened in the community. And what do you think about this before we can come and alter? I don't want us to go back and forth. Let's go back to Irish Aid, inform them about the placement reality, and let's see what they say. If they say, "Oh no, you told us this," then we can go back to it. I want you to.
Let me clarify something. Class 5 is not part of ECD. Irish Aid is supporting ECD. There are things we need to go back to Irish Aid for clarification for. I don't think this is one of the things we should be taking to Irish Aid. We have told them we are working within ECD and they are supporting ECD. If we are now moving people out of ECD, it's a completely different kettle of fish.
Okay, leave that with me. I will flag it to Cecilia and see how we can work around it. But for now, let Kadiatu leave them as they are. Because for me, the ECD, the whatever, I'll flag it today with Cecilia and see what she says. Then I'll get back to you guys on that.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, ma'am.
All right.
All right. So if we're done with that, because I wanted also to comment on the same as a doctor has just done in terms of the movement of the fellows in class 5 and the rest of it. And I want to believe, Auntie Rogers, that Dankwa is not being exhausted. As you said, he also helps in the afternoon in the secondary school, in the JSS. That is serious. If that is going to this, because what we want them to be able to do is, after school, after their normal school time, they should be able to do some community engagement. They should be able to sit down in lessons. They should be able to conduct remedial classes, all of these stuffs. But if now he is also engaged in another level, and if we accept it, I don't know what is going to be the consideration at the end of the day. I don't know what arrangements they have.
We have no business.
But I don't. Yes.
That's one has to stop.
Exactly. So it has to stop immediately, Auntie Rogers. If you could speak to him that this is not tolerated and he must not go ahead with it. Okay? If he wants to offer during the afternoon, he can do remedial classes. And the remedial classes also should be limited around our classes. Or the primary level, let's put it that way. The primary level. But we cannot go as high as that, because that will mean extra burden for him and simply might be ineffective in the core areas. So please, you have to speak to him about it. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, we're moving to Auntie Magdalene.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
During my own update during the first week, my first stop was at Kogotima. I went on a community engagement. I was opportune to meet with the chief, the town chief, SMC chair, the new head of school, because they've transferred Mr. Lahai to Mwamba Junction. I was opportune to meet Mr. Abu, who went to replace Mr. Lahai. And I also told them to show me around where the fellows live. I took a snapshot and some videos of the places where they live. And I also came to St. Columba's. With the help of the organization, we started renovation, and I was able to secure a place for the 2 new fellows, cohort 4. And on the 3rd week, I came to Mwamba Junction. I visited the Christ the King pre-primary school, which is the ECD, and I met Susan, who was not feeling well. So that day, for the 2 days, I have to step in to help to control the kids. And I also went to Benevolent, Mwamba Junction, also to help Zainab to set up the classes for the ECD. I also went ahead to observe some lesson notes and do some corrections and give them feedback. And I also forced the head of school at Benevolent to provide a either a mat or tarpaulin for the ECD, which he did immediately. And for Moyambata also, I had an incident report where a big snake entered the quarters where Samuel and Margaret lived. So that's for the past 3 days, they vacated the quarters, but they've returned because I promised to just provide cement because it was not part of the renovation. It was not part of the budget we made for the renovation to just plaster the floor for them. And as of now, everything is good on my own part.
All right. Thank you very much. I just needed to make clarification. I mean, I want some clarification on something you and Cadet Rogers mentioned. I forgot to ask Cadet Rogers on that. When you mentioned community engagement and you say it went well, sometimes I want to imagine a lot of things. If you talk about and what actions did you agree, you know, that would be helpful. So we could be able to note that this is what happened and this is what will be happening going forward. Okay? So if you could do some short details for me and send you and Kadatu Rogers now, this is for you, or any other person, I mean, amongst you who has done any community engagement. Please, when you're doing that, make sure you capture the discussion points and then the action points, like what will be the next action. What did you discuss and what will be the action on your own side or on the community side? Okay, that would be helpful when following up what questions I'll be asking. Okay?
Okay. And
yes, doctor, do you have anything on this?
Allergy.
What's wrong with allergy?
Allergy has threatened to go if the mattress is not provided.
All right. So I am sure after the meeting, you guys will. Let me come now. Let me come. After the meeting, I hope you and Khadija will go back to your fellows and talk to them that we have agreed, according to the CEO, by Wednesday latest. We should have, procured all these things and gotten them to the communities. So they have to be patient with us, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I hope you have an answer now to that question if he comes back.
Okay.
So can we move forward to
just a quick one, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. O, can you let Alu sign off so that he can go to the bank for the money? Give him a printout, a copy of the letter I sent, please. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Continue, so we go with Antifatu quickly.
Okay. For the first week, I focused on the classroom allocations of the fellows and try to sort out whatever problems that were around, especially with the St. Raphael School. There was an issue there with the fellows to be placed in classes 1 and 2, but I have settled it. I have to go there 2 times to have a meeting with the school staff. I met with the DD as well a week before I traveled to sort out that problem. The fellows were having an issue with the school staff that they don't want them in the primary sector, and I went there. I had a meeting also with the DD, and it has been settled. I did a brief supervision of fellows' lesson and provided feedback, check their lesson notes. Few of them were not having understanding that they were to be submitting their lesson notes to their heads of school on the first day of the week. They thought I was the one only to be supervising their lesson notes. I actually made that abundantly clear to them that they should be monitored or supervised by the heads of school. They should be given their lesson notes to the heads of school on the first day of the week to check all their lesson notes to see that they are intact, and if there is any feedback to be provided or corrections to be made. I made that clearly to them. And also, when I came back from the trip, I have been meeting with heads of school concerning with the meeting with the SMCs. This week I have a meeting with Wesleyan School, SMCs, and also been going out with the other schools to have a meeting with the other school SMCs to meet with them and tell them about their roles and responsibility, and I have updates from them also. That is it from my side.
All right.
Martin, are you on mute?
You said the meeting, I mean the school, St. Raphael had an issue, and that issue had been solved. I want to understand how it was solved. Like, are the fellows in the same school? If yes, what arrangement did you have with the school or the teachers who did not want to see the fellows there? Or if you have moved the fellows, what school have you moved them to, and what arrangement do we have for that? You have to be clearer on those areas, okay?
Yes, sir. Can I come in?
Yes.
So the teachers said they were in charge of their class for, like, I will say decades. All these years they have been in charge of their class. They are not in need of other people to come and, like, I will say, discomfort them. The fellows were like raising the concern, and I went to the headmistress. I met with her and she called all the staff. I explained to her that this was our initial arrangement, and they were like back and forth with the school staff, she and the school staff. I actually like sat quietly during the meeting and listening to all their concerns, and I said, not that the fellows are going to take your class away from you. I know you've been here, but like, we are partners, and the fellows should be in the class and to be teaching in the class. 2 teachers per class, I think that will create a positive impact in the learning environment of the kids. So like, I actually asked them that if it is not a burden to them to like be teaching alone in the class, because their classes are so large. So we actually came to an agreement, and I went to the DD, informed her. I gave her an update on that, because I initially called her on the phone and told her that this is the issue I'm having with the school, but I am going to like step in and will be giving her feedback on that. So we came to an agreement that the fellows will be placed in classes 1 and 2 and not in 3. So that was how it was settled.
Thank you. I hope to see more details in your monthly report. Yes, Doctor, do you have anything on this? CEO.
Yeah, definitely, I have something on this. This is just a general question. Are the fellows actually undertaking their community engagement? And this goes for all LDUs. I've not heard anything about fellows getting involved in community engagements. And like Martin said, it is not just enough to say, I did community engagement. What exactly was the engagement about? What did you discuss? What was the feedback? What were the agreed action points? And how do you intend to follow up? It's very, very important. Our engagement with the communities is as important as what we do within the schools. Our path to sustainability. So it's important to stress on that. When you hear of fellows teaching different classes and moving from now ECD to JSS, it becomes even more of a concern, because it means they would not have time for community engagement, which is extremely important. So can we all ensure that we pay attention to the community engagement aspect of the fellows' work? This is for all LDUs, and I'm sure the training team will be following up on all of these things. think I will be engaging the training department separately, probably after this meeting, so we can agree on how best we can monitor what goes on in some of these schools and communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. CEO, do you have anything on this? So we move to the next person.
Not really.
Good. Who do we have here? Auntie Glenna, are you there? I think she's also struggling with internet
Okay, let's move on because they were the 4 people on. So let's go to the next item on the agenda.
Exactly.
The LDOs and yourself taking a whole lot. Relocation transport, we've settled out. Mr. Rowe definitely is working with the training team to ensure this is like going to be a priority for today. Once Alusan gets the money, Mr. Martin, you arrange with Mr. Rowe, you go there, whatever arrangement you can conclude, please let us know. But this is going to be a priority, so that's all right. So I'll comment briefly on staff contracts. Everybody I'm pretty sure has received their contracts, like the new people. Obviously, I've done the renewal for old people, old staff. So I'm going to share the folder with Mr. Rowe, but I'm sure the increment has already been effected for the old people, and then the new people, the ones in the office, they've reached out to me already. We've had clarity on the areas that they think they want to or they have concerns over. But for Kadia too, I sent yours yesterday. So please have a read, and then Mr. Zombo as well. Have a read. If you have any questions, you can engage Mr. Rowe or myself to see how we reach and then move forward. Yeah. But all of that in terms of contracts, I ensure that you give Mr. Rowe your necessary bank details, and if you have your NASIC numbers, you have to. But if you don't have, then you have to get one, because what we do, we'll just pay. We'll put your name on the schedule and then we'll pay. If you want, when you get your number, you have to go and trace your payment on that Tfs revenue. But we're not going to help you to get your NASIC number. So if you don't have one, you have to ensure you reach out to Mr. Bandawa, who is also currently putting modalities in place to ensure people get their NASICs. But I want to welcome the new members on the block. Any HR matter, reach out to Mr. Bandawa, or finance matter, reach out to Mr. Rowe. Don't bother Mr. Rowe again with too much HR issues. Project issues, you go to a doctor, or if he's training, then Martin, you know. But please, let's just use the right channels so that we can be able to sort out all of this. But I'm happy that everybody has got their contract, and the renewal will reach you guys before the end of this week, because I know Mr. Rowe will have to print them out and then send you e-copies, please, because we're now advocates for climate. So we want to ensure that we do a bit of paperless office or administration. Be the change project, over to you, doctor. Or anybody has questions, please, concerning contracts.
I'm okay, ma.
Silence means silence. Martin, what does that mean?
It means consent.
All right, let's proceed.
Or confused.
Yeah, consent.
Sometimes yes. But I hope everybody is okay with this.
Yes. So let's move with be the change.
Thank you very much. This is quick. I am just concerned that we had challenges with cohort 1 and cohort 2 when it comes to be the change. And we had agreed that with cohort 3, we were going to start their be the change projects with them in September. I hope the LUs would actually be including this in their work plans, in the monthly work plans, to support the fellows on their big change projects. We want to ensure that they start implementation of their BD change projects ASAP, so that within 6 months we'll be able to receive some updates from them in terms of how they are progressing. It is now a requirement that for cohort 3 fellows to graduate, the same applies to cohort 4. They must provide evidence of implementation of their BD change projects. So we are kindly asking that the LDOs pay attention to this. From HQ perspective, I am putting Mr. Salim Mansari in charge of coordinating the BD change projects with the fellows, with the fellows through the respective channels, involving training and also the LDOs in that process. It is extremely important. So if there isn't much movement with the BD change, we will have to blame Mr. Salim Mansari. Salim, did you hear me? Mr. Salim Mansari. Salim Mansari, what do you?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear what talk, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the work starts now, and beyond that, yes, the work starts now. Let us start moving on that. There are also, hello, can you go on mute, please? Can we mute, please? Hello? Thank you. So that's regarding the BD change. Please coordinate with the training people and the LDOs to ensure that fellows are being supported. For them to understand the importance of the BD change project, for them to start implementation ASAP. For those who want to work on climate, I think it will be a good opportunity for them to consider doing that as well as a BD change project. We will be happy to provide the support they need. So by the time I come back, Salim, you would share with me progress on the BTC, and then we'll hit from there. There are other projects which we'll be talking about separately, but I will engage you separately to see how we can move things forward. What shows there as workplace is not actually workplace. It should be work plans. Now that you have all received your contracts, I'm on point 6 now. Or do you have any questions on BD change before I progress to the next one? Any questions on BD change?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I just want to understand what will be the focus when engaging the on BD change at this point. What specifically are we going to focus on? Because this is something I can say we have not had a lot of discussions with them on. And of course, it's something now the LDOs will have to start having the discussion, with them, particularly the two LDOs who are responsible for cohort 3, Glenna and Magdalene. So they have to get a clearer picture of where to start with the fellows, as I know they themselves might not have had much about what BD change is. We have to see that they have a clearer picture of this, and then when talking to the fellows, it wouldn't be like both of them don't know what they are even doing. So I don't know if this is something I would want to possibly suggest. If we can get the LDOs and of course Mr. Salim, as you have mentioned, to have a quick chat, get clarity on what is going to be expected of the fellows about this BD change, then when the LDOs are going on to engage the fellows and Mr. Salim will be following up, they know exactly what to talk about and what is it that Mr. Salim will be following up with. So that's just something I am thinking about, sir.
Thank you.
Can I jump in? What I think I would like to propose for us to have a quick meeting, you, myself, and Doctor, with regards to that. Then we can be able to see, because I'm thinking of something, but I don't want to share. Let's the three of us meet after this meeting with regards to that. And then we can ask Salim as well, because he will be the one to.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please,
yes,
4 of us.
All right, ma'am. No problem. Yes, doctor.
Yeah, I want to suggest that Salim also join us in that meeting.
Yeah, I see.
Yes, the CEO just mentioned.
Okay, thank you. The next one I wanted us to talk about is work plans. We have all received most people have received their terms of reference for the jobs, the various contracts they have been given. The next step normally is to be able to develop a work plan, an annual work plan in terms of how you intend to deliver your terms of reference. We had a session with most people who have been with TFSL for about a year on work planning, and we agreed on a format in terms of how we are going to develop work plans. We are going to share those formats with every staff of TFSL, and we'll be expecting people to come up with their plans on how they intend to implement their terms of reference, and against which we'll also be measuring their performance and productivity over this period. So I just thought we will be mentioning that here so people know that that is going to happen. We will try this week. We are going to share the templates for work planning, and if there are any questions or if people don't understand any aspects, they can reach out to me, to Martin, or to who else, Mr. Rowe or Josephine, for support in those areas. But it is something we need to think about now. We need to put these mechanisms in place because we'll be undertaking quarterly performance reviews this year, and it is something we want to be able to do consistently. And it will be difficult to conduct those reviews. That is where we are. Please think about it. We will be getting back to you on that. Yeah. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah.
Any questions?
I think we are good. The only thing I want to know now, when are you sending the template, as you said? When are you sharing for people to start populating?
I said this week, probably over the next 2 days. Okay. We'll share the template and then we'll take it from there. And when you receive the template, please, every individual with a contract must be able to develop a work plan. The only people that are exempted from this are Alusain, Abdul, and Lansana. But everybody else must develop a work plan, and they will be assessed. Their performance will be assessed on a quarterly basis based on the work plan. Okay? Thank you very much. Talking to us about the TFSL conference, the National Conference on Transforming Education, that we want to organize in Sierra Leone.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. I'm pretty sure before I left, I called because this conference for me is just an idea. I've just also sent a message to my focal person at Teach for All, Perina, to just share my thoughts. But I think this is going to put us on a radar wherein the name of Teach for Sierra Leone will continue to fly high. So what I want is for us to have this conference, never thought of in Sierra Leone. We've had of youth conference, we've had of women's conference, but let this be on education. And this is going to give us it's like a platform wherein we have to showcase the work of Teach for Sierra Leone alongside our partners. And before I left, I called the alums. It's all about you. You've done incredible work in the communities, incredible work in the lives of those kids. It's time for us to come out and say, yes, this is possible because we've tested it, we've tried it, and we've done it. So for me, like on Wednesday, I would like to bring again the alums, Salim, Hassan, so you can share with me your initial thoughts about what you've had so far in the past weeks or the past week. because I'm sure maybe 2 weeks now, or less than a week, or less than 2 weeks, sorry. But let's see how we're progressing. We are hoping to host this next year. If we are lucky, I would love to tie this with the visit of Wendy. But if we're not, we'll still ensure we have this conference. But we have to do a lot of groundwork, the planning. It takes a lot, but when you have something authentic, then you have more people to support, and then they can come on board. But we're thinking of also having this over a 2 or 3 day period, because I don't think it won't be enough, because there is a lot of ideas coming. And myself and Doctor will start thinking around this whole thing now. How do we want it? What are the content? Who are the participants? Who are the speakers? What sort of approaches, you know? But now I'm bringing into the entire house. I want Doctor to be the you be the brain box, the thinking like, they can't wait the tipper, you know the box. So everybody get idea, they put onto it, I don't know. And then you'll be supported by Salim, because it's more or less like a project, but because Salim is the project officer. The ideas that are coming to my head, if you have any out, all of them will flesh all of them out together and see which one fits and which one can give us the sort of desired results, please. So I think that's like high level what I have to say with regards to this Transform Education Conference. I'm thinking of a theme. I ask people to think about a theme. You know, we'll get in Transform Education, but what's the theme? What will be our focus? Who will be the panelists? Who will be the speakers? What approaches? What do we need to infuse? This is what I want all of us to think about, because I'm pretty sure that by the time we have this, even yourself, you'll be very pleased of this whole journey. So I don't know if it's to comment before I go back to number 8. I move forward to number 8. Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to add that this will be an opportunity to showcase our work in terms of what we are doing in marginalized communities, what we are doing across classrooms in Sierra Leone, in the districts in which we operate, what we are doing for girls' education, what we are doing on disability issues or issues of social disadvantage within the communities in terms of our social advocacy, and also now in terms of what we're doing in climate education and leadership. I think these are the key areas we want to be able to showcase, and we should be able to build compelling narratives around all of those areas as part of that conference, and in order to be able to demonstrate how we are walking the talk in terms of how we are putting into action all of these things that we keep talking about. And we should all be thinking about key speakers who will be helping to actually put across our thoughts and our work to conference attendees. It will be a national conference. It is not just a local thing. We are going to invite development partners, multilaterals, bilaterals, government agencies, ministries, departments and agencies, and also our local community partners that we have been working with, including INGOs and NGOs as well. So this is going to be big. This is going to be massive. It is nothing like anything that has been done before in the field of education in Sierra Leone. So let us think innovative. Let us think innovative. Let us be creative in how we do it, and let us think about how we can best position Teach for Sierra Leone for even greater things after this conference. Thank you.
You know what I like when Dr. was just speaking, I was just thinking of different talking points. Like, we can have a whole session on girls' education. We can have a whole session on social advocacy, a whole session on climate education or leadership, learning outcomes, leadership in education, inclusive education, transformational classes. You see? So these are the things that we want people to be coming up with, because if we don't have this, then we don't have a conference. Because when we have this, if we have, let's say, 20, it's like you're studying a course, it's like a module. So before you get your BSc in this, you have a module, a whole module to study. So we need to have talking point as to these are the talking points that are going to guide us in terms of who the panelists will be, who the speakers will be, what sort of form are we using? Are we using drama? Are we using just a sort of panel discussion? Are we using just one person doing a public lecture? So I don't know what you guys think. What are your initial thoughts? I'd like to hear from two.
Thank you very much, CEO. This is an exciting development. I call it development already. Exactly, because it's just coming in my head now. If I'm visualizing how this would look like, from start to finish, and what would be the impact of that, on both us as an organization and the country, because this is not just going to be possibly for Sierra Leone. Trust me, if we are able to pull this off, like you are mentioning some of these areas of engagement, because I was part of one program with UNGEI, United Nations Education something for girls education something. They have similar things sometimes, they do across the countries that are kind of part of that partnership or so. I am seeing a bigger, project around this particular conference thing, just beyond the Teach for Sierra Leone thing, really. If we're able to plan it very well and deliver it with all preciseness. What I'm thinking now is, if we are thinking about it this way, then we have to start thinking about the partners that are going to take part in this. Like Dr. mentioned, having people to, present on certain areas, like you mentioned, the child's education, and we look at disability issues. How is that affecting the education system in our classrooms? All this stuff. If we could have experts that will be able to bring on board, like renowned people within the country, I think we are going to hit a very big goal. And I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I'm shaking right now. Anytime I think about this, I'm shaking.
Really?
And there's something that's going to lead. There is something that's going to lead towards this. Let me hear from another person.
Okay.
Any other person to share something? Any thoughts? Initial thoughts?
Hassan Blackstone.
Mr. Kawa, I would love to hear from you, because this falls under your policy. Because it's like unlock some sort of funding in a way, or partnership.
Hassan Black, the right.
Hassan Black, the right to talk.
Okay, I just wanted to share. I also think this will be a platform even for the alumni to be able to sell themselves. The way I look at it, you bring up about their experience and what they're doing currently. It pushes them to the outside world there, to people who are looking for, good people who will be working